Tigers back out on the ground as we go down to the ground now for his boundary report, and with him a special non-speaking guest, Jared Healy.
Thanks very much, Sandy. Well, with the retirement of Tim Watson, we've been left with a skeleton staff down here on the boundary, which is just as well because he's going to help us explain exactly what happened to Paul Salmon in this incident last Saturday. Here we go on screen. Paul takes a pretty good mark under some pressure there from McIntosh, and down he goes. Hand first, then he takes all his weight through that right shoulder. And if you can see here in a very short moment on our skeleton here, this is the AC joint that we had so much confusion about here. This bone here, the clavicle, has popped out. It's snapped out a acromioclavicular ligament, and that's why it's called the AC joint. There it is, the AC joint, acromioclavicular. That is now floating in the wind at the present time, and Paul will miss 2 to 4 weeks.
Thank you, Jared. 3 gentlemen who are a little more solidly built: Bernie Quinlan, Ian Robertson and Drew Morford.
About ready for the start of the second half. It's a 3-goal lead to the Bombers, even though they blazed away during that second quarter and should have been leading by more. Now they're off and running. Francis gets the hand pass out to centre wing. Long has been spectacular. Bauer with him. Bauer keeps it in, does pretty well. Little left footer, gains 15 or 20 metres. Knights put it down, beats the tackler, gets the hand pass over the top to his twin in the skill department, Lambert. Not great hand pass this time. Bauer had kept going. Well done by Bauer. Now a long kick to full forward. Hogg from behind. Naish at the front. Herneman. Did he take it out? Yes, he did. We'll have a throw in about 40 metres around from the behind post.
Sorry, Drew, I just wouldn't mind having a look at that hand pass again from Naish. If that wasn't a throw, I'll go I suppose, Robbo, would you say?
Yes, my word. Very important that Richmond get their first score, I think, in this third quarter.
Maybe his clavicle got in the way, but...
That is very important because Essendon doing all the attacking towards the end of that second term.
Yes, they really should have put a nail in the coffin in the second quarter, the Bombers, shouldn't they?
Many opportunities.
Yep. Here's a chance now for Thompson. Thompson's deep in the back pocket. He kicks it back near the wing. Nearly the mark to Bauer, but Long will make him pay for that mistake. Michael Long runs away. Lovely little hand pass for Mercury. Short kick, all right. Buick. Darren Buick looks as though he's permanent half forward, permanent forward pocket, and gives it to Kickett. Handball away. Kransberg on the favoured left foot. Shot for goal by Kransberg. He's let himself down there. Hooked the kick and through for one behind. So Richmond breathe a sigh of relief. Turner back there to kick it back into play.
Yes, Buick with his pace on that forward line has been a constant thorn in the side of the Tiger defence. He's had 8 kicks and 5 hand passes.
Lambert going up for the mark, and he'll finish up with the crumbs just about. Look at that little Tiger in the Tiger colours. Number 4 for Richmond. Won a best and fairest a couple of years ago. Just lives for the game of Australian football. 66 plays 47. Richmond not out of it yet. Essendon's inaccuracy perhaps kept the Tigers in this a bit. Trouble for Young. Elvin not in possession. He'll take a free kick.
Well, Young not really expecting the free there.
He lost the ball in the tackle, and in those circumstances it's play on, but he was held on to for a long time.
Well, he's in 2 minds. Now does the right thing, in my opinion. Kicks it long down towards the wing to get the Tigers a little bit out of trouble. Here's a chance for Herneman. Grabbed by the leg. Maybe the advantage. Is it with the Tigers? Oh, brilliant football, O'Donnell. Knights nearly collects it. Essendon through Harvey. Bullis for Richmond. Ball fed out the back rugby style. Now Lambert forced to kick with his right foot. Up towards centre half forward. Harvey. Bounce was good for him, but he's buried by Bauer.
Good decision.
And the other tackler there for Richmond could have been Menegola. Away goes Bauer. Bauer's long kick to the goal front. Hogg. Kick it off the ground, Jeffrey. Oh, he just couldn't quite get his foot to it. Naish? No, it's forced over for a rush behind to Richmond when Essendon looked as though they were in lots of trouble.
He probably did have time there, Jeff Hogg, to take it in possession instead of trying to kick it off the ground.
Manton in a little bit of trouble, might have hurt his finger.
Well, I think the ball went for a behind and Manton's fingers went for a goal. Oh, here's a chance. Francis takes the mark. Too far out to score. Pops it up short. Hogg with a charge at it. Gets underneath the ball. Chance for Naish. Missed it. Behind. a bit handy.
That was a rather lackadaisical shot, wasn't it, by Naish, do you think?
Let's have a look at what happened to Glenn Manton here. Might have been the incident where he may have come down on his hand there. Did he?
Naish might have stood on his fingers accidentally.
Hurd marks the kick in.
Very promising young footballer, James Hurd. High kick in near the centre. Harvey marks. Certainly had an influence on this game, Mark Harvey. Nice long kick to right half forward. Spawn, tap over the top. Not quite to the advantage of his teammate. Trying to run onto it there was Buick. And the ball forced over for a boundary throw-in. The Essendon doctor, Bruce Reid, on the boundary line. Ready to examine Manton if he can get him close enough to the boundary line. Masiti going nowhere. Oh, desperate stuff by Denham. Picked up by Buick. Buick's kick into the pocket. No mark taken. Punched away from Kranzberg by Bullis. Picked up by Howard. Howard's kick. Back near the wing. Knights. He's got 3 to beat. Very, very difficult. Masiti's little left foot kick into the path of Long, who took the half volley as though it was a soda. Here goes Denham. Tries to crash through. 3 players tackle him. In goes Howard. Ball rebounds for free. Buick does some good work and keeps the ball in the half-forward region for the Bombers' boundary throw-in.
Michael Long's pick up on the half volley. Absolutely superb.
He has terrific skills, hasn't he, Michael Long?
Somerville tries to work it to the back. Does to Danaher. He can't break the tackle. The tackling is red hot. That was Howard. Here's Lambert. Kick by Lambert off the left. Up towards Knights. Almost a one-hander. Comes to O'Donnell. Look at these tackles sticking. Harvey gets it and has a good look at Maxfield as he tried to get him high. Tapped down by Campbell. Denham flicks the ball up. It's a throw.
They're away too, Essendon. Danaher running into an open goal there.
Lambert comes out towards the wing where Bremen flies and takes the mark.
Take some risks, Richmond. They're too pedestrian.
Holding on to the ball for a long time there, Bremen.
Great penetration with the kick. Up just short of the 50. Knights. Great tackle, O'Donnell. It spills to Bauer. He's on the 50, but Long corners him. Bauer centres. It brought Danaher into the play. He's got it. Masiti. And his kick to centre half forward. Kick it. Punched away from him by Lees. Ball all over the park. Not much scoring in this third quarter, but great stuff to watch. Masiti out to Denham. Kicked by Denham off the left. As it cleared the defence, it has onto the chest of Mercury. Within scoring distance, not quite. He goes for the pass to Hurd.
Well, some ordinary manning up there by the Tiger defence. A good play by the young fella for Essendon there, Mark Mercury, spotting Hurd. He just snuck in there behind the Richmond defenders, got away from his opponent and took that very safe chest mark.
Excellent kick by Mercury.
He's had a great night. He's had 8 shots at goal and has now kicked 4 for.
Some light bitters seem to lose that crisp, clean taste after a couple of glasses. So what's so special about Foster's Special? People who get into sport get on to 1278 3AW because Rex Hunt, the Coodabbeens, Barassi, Bartlett, Shane Healy and Sam Newman really know how to talk sport. And when you're into sport, there's nothing better than a good yak.
Well, at half-time, the statistics showed that Essendon 104 kicks to 81, 48 handballs to 31, 39 marks to 17. Really is a true reflection of the way that game went in the first half, and they've carried on in the third quarter. Young is pushed in the back there by Hills. And pretty strong looking Paul Hills now, as though he's done a fair amount of weight work. Richmond need to lift around the middle of the ground. Young goes straight towards goal, in towards centre half forward. No mark taken off the pack by Knights. Always looks as though he's got plenty of time. Up towards Hogg. Naish is there. Can't get the hand pass away. Still on the bottom there. Wanganeen caught by Menegola. In goes Naish. Thompson. A real struggle for possession. Terrific stuff there by 5 or 6 players from both sides, and eventually Mark Thompson. Kevin Sheedy looking on, very, very serious. Nothing much different there with Sheeds. Chance for O'Donnell, kicks it clear. Out to a vacant wing area where Francis leads in the race for the ball. Onto him is Hills, and all Francis can do is just kick it in front of himself, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Richmond with some pretty ordinary individual statistics. They've had a couple of very high possession gatherers, but they've got a lot around about 6 and 7 possessions. Wanganeen, now Masidi, back to Hills, the youth of Essendon. They're really doing quite well. Here's a chance now for Schaefer. He was a little slow. Swooping on it long. Look at that pace. Poor kick. Falls short. Lees will clear. Lees clear. Ride out to left half back flank. Mercury and Maxfield. Ball goes over, boundary throw-in.
There'll be a big cheer in a minute, Robbo, when Dale Waitman comes on. Matthew Francis coming off for the Tigers. And there it is. The Richmond veteran on for his first taste of football in the 1993 season.
Valiant are about to come on for Essendon. Naish goes off the ground. Centre of the ground. Wanganeen, a couple of touches in the last minute. He'd been quiet for the first 6 or so minutes of this term after a brilliant first half. Mercury, terrific pickup. Back to Long. Pops it up pretty high. Ooh, down goes free. Buick grabs it off to Kransberg, and he bounces it through. Goal to Kransberg.
What a beauty. This is going to be fun. That Melissa can really drive.
I love it.
Perfect. Just perfect.
Well, I don't like to say it, but the floodgates, gee, they're just opening up ever so slightly. Essendon 29 points in front. Somerville. Good bounce. Back at the centre. Somerville gets his left hand to it. Menegola goes back and gathers quite nicely for the Tigers. His kick high to no one in particular, but Wanganeen, look at that. It's judgment through the air. Quite superb. Difficult task for Waitman to come onto the ground and play in the forward pocket. A man who's handling the ball so beautifully is Wanganeen. Chris Danaher away for Denham. Denham's kick up to a vacant right half forward area where Howard marks, takes the ball rather. Hand pass away for Campbell. Campbell now. His kick back near the centre. Harvey again pretty strong. No.
Could be against Harvey. He threw the arm back, Robbo.
Burn.
Well, are you allowed to do that, are you?
I think that's a sympathetic free kick. Really.
Oh, okay. The umpire was right on the spot. Here he is, takes the mark. Waitman right behind him. Severe pressure, he just threw that arm back. Well, you might be right, Robbo.
The Richmond guy holding him up, that's all. And he's entitled to probably shrug the guy off.
Actually, it looked worse in that first instance, I thought.
Manton looks as though he's recovered from that finger injury.
Up at half forward now for the Tigers. O'Donnell wins the punch away. Naish going all right this third quarter. High ball short of the 50. Harvey charges at it and takes it on the chest. Across the half-back line he goes. Out in front of Michael Long. This is a sprint, and guess who'll win it? Michael Long. Great shepherd by Kickett. Really got rid of his opponent. And the kick by Long is superb, and Somerville on all fours takes the mark.
Kickett was heading for the interchange when he effected that shepherd there.
Somerville, 2 possessions for the night. On the bounce to Buick. On the 50. Kick one from here earlier. He goes again. And can't repeat the dose. Yeah, Derek Kickett going off the ground. Valandia coming on for the Bombers. 5 goals straight the margin.
Enormous depth at Essendon, haven't they? You know, when you can take players like Kickett off the ground, Alessio sitting on the bench.
Breeman kicks it to himself and then kicks it really long out towards the wing. taken by Denham, playing a disciplined game. Wanganeen caught, must be penalised. Umpire swallowed his whistle. Maxfield taps it out of bounds for a throw-in.
That was a terrific tackle by Lambert. Wanganeen is slippery as an eel, but he stopped him dead.
Lambert let the umpire know about that.
Boundary throw-in. Turner beaten for it by O'Donnell. Masidi. Back it comes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell forced to kick quickly off his right foot. Punched away by Free from Buick. And a boundary throw-in will take place. Well, the Tiger fans, they haven't had much to shout about in this third quarter. They went in at half-time with a scoreline of 7-5. They've progressed to 7-7. On the other hand, Essendon have gone from 9-11.
That's kicking in danger. Against Johnny Howard there, the little bloke Peter Philandia. I think you mentioned last week, Robbo, very much like Tony Liberatore in stature.
Yep.
Philandia's kick. 25 metres short of goal. Free kick right in front. Round the neck of Somerville. Well, this will make the margin 6 goals. And you can't see the Tigers getting back from here.
Well, just have a look at this in replay. Big pack of players flying for that ball. Somerville down low. And there's the tackle there. Definitely around the shoulders by Robert Schaefer.
Kick by Somerville. Here's another one.
Got to get the wheels in motion.
Get your wheels in motion and get on down to BP now. Come in 4 times and spend $20 or more a visit and we'll give you 2 air tickets to one of 10 fabulous Australian destinations free. Minimum accommodation purchase required. That's right, 2 air tickets free. BP, on the move.
12-13 to 7-7. So, sizable margin in favour of the Bombers. 8.5 minutes left. Denham gets them away from the centre. Vital centre breaks. Howard, good bump by Hill.
Oh, Robbo. Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, I thought it was a fair bump, but the umpire saw it as a free kick. Howard, Schaefer, back to Howard, up to the half-forward region. Have a guess who's got it? Gavin
champion.
Wanganeen.
It's, I suppose it's thrown around pretty loosely. The term's used pretty loosely, champion, but this bloke at 19 years of age has to be one already.
Very, very well balanced. Bremen, short kick, Wakeman, good gather. Off to Turner. Turner's kick, marked by Herneman. Now the Tigers, if they're to have any chance in this game, Herneman must kick this goal. 7 3/4 minutes left in the third quarter as Jackson prepares to come back onto the playing arena. Wayne Herneman. He's kicked 1. Beautiful kick in the second quarter. That's not bad either. He's kicked 2. So Richmond get their 8th goal. 8-7. They trail Essendon 12-13.
Now Stephen Jackson comes back on. He's replaced Scott Turner. It's been very slow coming, that goal for the Tigers in this third quarter. Wayne Herneman, he kicked a goal from a similar position in the second term, same side of the ground. He looks to be a pretty good prospect for the Tigers.
Well, Jackson is a goal scorer. He's got to start getting a kick on the forward line. The Tigers need some scoring. That was their first goal for the quarter. And here's a free kick coming to Essendon, to Somerville. Jackson at centre-half forward, playing on Harvey. He's playing at centre-half-back. Kick out wide. Bird concedes ground. Philandia concedes more ground. Mercury needs to get this one. Well, Denham does for him. The kick by Denham straight up the centre corridor. He's given it away and Campbell takes the mark. 5th in the league in average possessions last year, Campbell. 26 possessions a game. Hills goes back. Wallace a bit of a fumble. Might be out of touch. Hasn't played too much footy. Menegola off the left hand to Lambert. Can set something up now. Maxfield's got pace and can kick long. He goes long. Didn't quite make it. Thompson gets back there.
And Thompson, experienced campaigner, takes his time and kicks it wide to right half back, where it's gathered nicely by Long. Long's kick, nearly marked by Spawn. Beautifully roved there by Philandia. Philandia's kick to the 50-metre line, no mark taken. Kransberg beaten for it by Schaefer, dispossessed by Mook. Oh, Barry Young, you're only centimetres away, son. The kick in towards half forward for Essendon. Back goes Chris Danaher. Campbell, who's got it? Danaher. Buick can't get clear. That's a little high. Barry Young a little fortunate.
It was one low and one high.
He did duck down when he saw the tackle coming, I think, Buick. The umpire may have taken that into account. But the lucky man out of that incident, just slightly before that, was Mercury, when Young just missed him.
My word. Richmond get out of trouble. All Lees' fumble. Took his eyes off the football just for a second or three.
Now Bremen. Long kick to centre half forward. Oh, O'Donnell, well done.
Alessio back on. Kransberg off for the Bombers.
Essendon have won 3 night flags. Night cups under Kevin Sheedy. It looked like making it 4 tonight. Philandia's hand passes astray, taken by Bauer into Lambert. Always where the action is, Craig Lambert. Back he goes to Howard. Long kick out wide to centre wing. Knights with a bit of space. Hasn't got too many players free up the ground. So he kicks long to the 50. Jackson in the chop there. Cannot get a touch. Wallace goes back. Hills. Masiti. And they're running free in the middle of the ground. One-handed gather by Wanganeen was perfect. And look at the kick. Hurd is superb overhead.
Yes, great mark, Hurd. Strong mark out in front of Barry Young.
He's got a bit of a chance of kicking this too. He goes long. Offline. Got the distance, no worries. He has had 9 shots at goal tonight for 4 goals 5, James Hurd.
They just seem to have so many reserves and emergencies to come on. They're not short of talent at all, Essendon. They've got so much backup.
Wanganeen, 16 kicks, 1 hand pass and 7 marks. Bullis takes the kick in. Back to Bremen. Bremen's kick out near the wing. Nearly marked by O'Donnell. Tap on was by Patura. Now Knights. Kick beautifully smothered. O'Donnell. Bernie must get so many stats that don't really register on the stat sheet.
Exactly, exactly, and they're the very important ones, aren't they? That one especially, saved probably 20, 30 metres. It wasn't a full-blooded kick.
Just absolute lousiness, wasn't it,
yes,
by O'Donnell?
It was.
Bauer. Not a bad kick by Bauer, and it's marked by Maxfield.
Just 3.5 minutes to go to 3/4 time. Like to finish with a couple of goals, the Tigers. Hills caught in Menegola's tackle. Comes to Wallace, who kicks out of bounds on the full.
Out before he kicked it, I think.
Yes, Wallace appealing for that, but gee, it looked a line ball decision there, wasn't it, Robbo? Could have went either way.
Well, you've got to give the boundary umpire the chance. He was right on the scene.
31 points the margin. Jackson in ruck to Waitman. He balks, finds Naish. 55 metres out, Chris Naish. Nobody back there. It bounces. Oh, just touched on the line. Manton, you did well there, son. I reckon when the kick left the boot, there was nobody within 20 metres of the goal line, so he's done well.
Amazing how he got back there.
Well, only registers as a behind for the Richmond, unfortunately for them, and Essendon through O'Donnell. Get the ball back near centre wing. Well, Gary O'Donnell, he covers a lot of territory in a game of football. He's had 13 kicks and 4 hand passes.
It's just part of the ground that's been resurfaced there. The ball going out of bounds just near the batting mound when they play baseball here. They resurfaced actually the pitcher's mound and the batter's mound.
Here's Naish for Richmond. Lovely little kick, finds Knights. Must get something out of this, the Tigers. Knights go straight towards goal. And Thompson attacked it. Jackson gathered it nicely. Herneman back to Jackson. Got to kick a goal, Jacko. And he hits the post. Well, no luck for Richmond. Jackson only 30 metres out directly in front. Kevin Sheedy running a message down to Brian Wood on the boundary line.
margin is under 5 goals. And with still 2.5 minutes to go to three-quarter time, Richmond could get a couple, might be very handy. Menegola did well to stretch the hamstrings and get to that one.
Kicked a very important goal in their semi-final match, Todd Menegola.
Won the game with 20 seconds to go.
Yep.
Well, if he can kick this and bounce it back in the centre with 2 minutes left, who knows? Todd Menegola, ex-West Australian. They kicked pretty well. He has kicked well.
Wishing that they could get maybe another goal before three-quarter time. They trail by 23 points. Just under 2 minutes left. Schaefer beaten for it by Somerville, down to Denham, marked by Bremen. Move it on quickly, Todd. And he does. This time, the kick has been marked by Young.
We just had a figure on the crowd, Robbo. 75,500.
Fabulous.
That is unbelievable.
Kick goes in to centre-half forward, and that could be paid, is it, to Bauer? Yes. Handball away. Waitman. Go, Dale. Cover yourself in glory. Goes to the goal front, but he hooks the kick, and it's through for a behind.
He didn't look confident, did he? And a couple of minutes ago, he gave a hand pass away to Naish when he might have otherwise gone for a goal.
Well, probably lack of football. He missed a lot of football last year, Dale Waitman, with Achilles problems.
Minute 10 left to three-quarter time. Big pack here. Comes to Wallace. Nearly dispossessed. Gets rid of it. Long didn't take possession. Isn't that beautiful to watch? Masiti to Mercury. All the M's with the big numbers. O'Donnell. The O with the small number. And run over the boundary line by Hurd, and we'll have a throw-in. Well, Essendon have it down their end. But there's time enough for Richmond to whip it up for another goal. The first time these two teams have played in a final, day or night, for 50 years. And it hasn't disappointed. Galandia was out, the ball was in. Oh, terrific stuff. What a mark by Bullis.
And they're going to go down that far side of the ground. If they can get a player in the open, Free, ball bounces awkwardly. Well done, Tony Free. Chased by Spawn, but took the ball away. Pass, Waitman marks. Plays on into the centre. Bauer. Bauer's kick up to half forward. Just 13 seconds left. Denham's going to get back. Maybe this will tidy up for Essendon as Chris Danaher goes for the boundary line. And that surely will be the last passage of play apart from this ruck contest before three-quarter time. Jackson. Position to do the ruck work against Harvey. Harvey from the back gets the tap out. Knights. Siren sounds. This kick will not register. Jeff Hogg. And at three-quarter time, Essendon lead by 22 points, 12-14 to 9-10.
In one of the biggest turnabouts in football history, Richmond defeated Swan Districts by 186 points in the quarter-final of the 1982 night series and promptly lost to the Sydney Swans in their next match by 53 points. A 239-point swing.
That time, yes, a goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lady herself, Miss Whitney Houston. Miss Whitney Houston.
The Richmond Tigers are ready to pounce in season 93. So pounce on your Tigers membership now.
Why get just one delicious Pizza Haven pizza when you can get any 2 pizzas for the one low price anytime with Pizza Haven's 2-for-1 deals? That's any 2 regular pizzas for only $12.50, any 2 large pizzas for just $18.50, or any 2 family-sized pizzas for $23.50. That's any 2 regular, large or family pizzas for one low price. Simply dial 131 2-for-1 for fast free delivery. Pizza Haven, home of the 2-for-1 pizza.
You blokes look like you could do with a beer.
Sure could. You better make us a blue.
A blue?
He's got to go back and get his hat.
Lewis and Sue are talking to the National about a tailored home loan.
Ideally, if we could pay off as much as we could before, you know, and we decide to have children and we lose...
The driving force for me is to minimise interest rate payments.
And try this.
Ah, that's better. That's much better.
That's an incredible amount of savings. How can they do... I mean, how can they do... How can they...
Ask the National how much a tailored home loan could save you.
There are a lot of different ways you can barrack for your footy team, but there's only one sure way you can support it, and that's to buy an AFL club membership ticket. You save money, and the proceeds go directly to your club. So an AFL membership ticket doesn't just help you go to the footy, it helps your team to keep going too. Phone 0055 33 555 now, and don't just barrack for your club, support it.
The Bombers are smooth as an Ansett jet at the moment, continuing to outscore Richmond in the third quarter. They lead now by 22 points, 12-14 to 9-10. A reminder, too, of all the top sporting action can only be seen on 7 Sports World on Sunday. We're looking back on all football played around Australia. The big build-up continues for the Davis Cup and lots more. It all comes your way with Bruce, 9 through until 12, but check your local guides. And, of course, the AFL season round 1 commences next Friday, and it should be a ripper game to start proceedings. Footscray takes on Collingwood. Quickly down to the boundary line. Here once again is Jared.
Yes, thanks, Sandy. Bombers on top, but don't count out the Tigers. They just need a spark from somewhere. Hogg must kick a couple of goals, as does Jackson. Things must go right for him. He's had a pretty ordinary night so far. Key to it, of course, is to win the ball out of the centre. And the thing that has been missing slightly from the Tigers' game has been that gang tackle and pressure. The Bombers have taken over in that department. But don't be surprised if the Tigers throw everything out and kick a couple of goals on the trot this quarter.
And they come back. Here's Peter McKenna, Don Scott and Peter Landy.
75,553. At Waverley for the Foster's Cup Grand Final. The final quarter. And the Tigers need that spark to ignite them pretty quickly. Maxfield up towards Knights and Buick. 2 players who really starred for their respective sides tonight, and both in line therefore for the Michael Tuck medal. He's like tunnel ball out there. Nobody can pick it up. Wanganeen, he's been a star too, gets a push in the back. At least we thought so. The umpire didn't. Chris Danaher. Wallace. Philandia. Tackle. Did he have it? Whistle goes. Peter Philandia will take the free kick. Philandia from left half forward. Decides to centre it. Some tall timber needed down there. Play on call from the umpire. Long, magnificent skills. To Hurd. Tackled. Drops the ball long off the ground and rushed through by Bullis for one behind. The umpire says all clear. First score of the final quarter.
Well, you've got to be adaptable in this Essendon side, and Darren Buick playing on the half-back line. Knights is on the half-forward line for Richmond. Those two are immediate opponents.
Well, Mark Matura back on the ground. A shocking kick straight to Spawn. Spawn straightens up, but he's missed, and well, Essendon have let Richmond off the hook with some of their kicking tonight. That was a bad kick by young Mark Patura. But only 4 goals the margin. They're not out of it, Richmond. Essendon have certainly been the better side. As Gerard Healy said at three-quarter time, that gang tackling has been missing from Richmond. They just don't seem to have had that same enthusiasm. Here's a good mark to Schaefer at half-back. Gives it on to Maxfield. They need a couple of quick goals to really spark them. Half-forward, Buick races back. Onto the left foot, Darren Buick. He's been a dangerous player to centre wing. Chris Danaher. Hand pass to David Grinbold. To the half-forward line, the race is on. James Hurd versus Paul Bullis. Hurd a little bit more pace. Bullis, is that in the back? No, it's not. It'll be a throw-in. About 30 metres around from the Bomber goal. James Hurd.
He's been brilliant tonight. 4 goals, 5, Pete.
Yep, been an excellent player and very strong overhead. Some promising young players, the Bombers. As I said earlier, they seem to have come out of nowhere, these players. Now there's a kick around the boundary line by Chris Nash and over the line. There's Kevin Sheedy. Well, he's been through this many, many times, both as a player.
251 games for the Tigers.
Yeah, great player too. And as a coach, of course, has led the Bombers to a couple of premierships. Now Alessio versus Schaefer. Ball hits the deck. Peter Philandia. Now it's Grinbold, former South Australian, to half-forward. The dangerous Michael Long. Clever hands. As he gets it to Gary O'Donnell. The long bomb. And he has just missed. Certainly in good form, isn't it?
Amazing thing about tonight's game, Peter, is a number of long scoring shots that have actually made the target, whether it be point or goal. They're letting them go from 50 metres and they're making the distance quite easily.
Especially at that end.
Well, on both sides are doing it.
Schaefer makes a lead for Patura's kick. Danaher underneath it. Alessio punches on. Spawn pounces on it. Kicks it back across his body. Wallace, good attempt to mark. Patura, safe in defence, kicks to centre wing, marking contest out there. Nothing for it. Yes, there is something for it. Be a free kick going Richmond's way. Or in the back, I guess, and Bauer will take it. He started on the bench for the Tigers. Boy, they need something to happen quickly. Young kicks up to the edge of the square. Big pack of players, and they all misjudged that. I don't think it was
being held. Advantage Richmond's way.
Yes, going Knights. And Knights could kick this one. Going pretty close. I think he's put it through. He has. That's what they wanted.
What a beauty. This is going to be fun. That Melissa can really drive.
I love it.
Perfect. Just perfect.
Well, that was just what the doctor ordered, a goal to Matthew Knights.
Dean Wallace has gone off too, Peter, in that break, and Gransberg's come on. Wallace is playing on the forward line.
Well, can they get the next one? Good tackle by Lambert. He's off and running, but in the meantime, the umpire had called for a bounce. But a little bit more urgency. There's an excited young lady. But a lot more urgency about Richmond now. They realise they've got to give it absolutely everything in this final term. It is a grand final. It's a tunnel ball job. Off the ground by Maxfield. And Knights has marked it half forward. Handball wide. Naish picks it up. He's trying to get onto the right foot. 50 metres out. Chris Naish goes for home. And it is forced through for a behind. Matthew Knights might have been better off getting onto his own left foot there and having a long bomb.
Nations kicked 1-4, and 3 of those behinds coming in the second half. Thompson to kick in. Severe knee injury a few years back now. Sidelined him for about a season. Crowd certainly giving him the hurry on. It's not worrying him. Starts again now. Thompson kicks in. Grenbold underneath it. 2 Essendon players are there. Good mark. Taken by Manton ultimately. Buick. Gee, he's been good tonight. His own defensive 50-metre line. Kicks to the circle. None can take it. Spawn is there. Young gets there first. On to Bauer. Fear of Mercury. Out the half. Oh, magnificent! magnificent mark. Has he played a great game? Started off well and has got better. Wanganeen to Buick. Kicks to centre wing. Mercury. Masiti. The big M's. And here's another one. Hurd underneath it, but Cransberg's there. Kick away for Richmond. Came from Patura. Back it comes Mercury. The Bombers answering the Tiger challenge. He kicks long into the forward pocket. Off the hands of Young. They wouldn't want to make a meal of this. And Young clearing dash gets Richmond out of danger.
Oh, great play, Barry Young. He backed himself in. He's found Campbell. Boy, have they lifted their tempo, Richmond, as they go forward again. Wanganeen. Oh, have a look at that. That was great play. Great play. Championship skill, that. Fantastic, Wanganeen. And he found Harvey. Gee, reads the play well. Wanganeen as the kick from Harvey finds Glenn Manton. Manton on centre wing brings it in towards half forward, and Mercury marks. And he's a good young talented player also. He's way out halfway between centre wing and half forward. Mercury to the half forward line. Some pushing and shoving going on, but a mark paid to Mark Patura.
Well, free kick, I'm not quite sure. I agree with the pushing and shoving you mentioned, Pete. There was plenty there. 14 3/4 minutes left in this match. Big punch away from Harvey. Back up towards the edge of the square. O'Donnell overruns it. Denham's tackle and Lambert ineffective. The Richmond star gets the hand pass out to Naish. Too far out to score. Runs through centre wing. Naish long raking kick up inside 50. Herneman. Mark, no mark and no free kick. Waitman, was he leg? He started on the bench. Farms out a hand pass. Two of them could take it. Campbell kicks it goal and gets it.
Ian Slacksmith is one of our most colourful poets.
There is no place I'd rather be than here, right here in my country. Crystal waters to admire.
Ian has a passionate love of this country, and he loves his Scotch whisky, the Black Douglas. So we asked him to say something poetically Australian about it.
Bloody beautiful.
It was Horneman, the goal kicker. He's kicked 2 in this half. He's kicked 3, and Richmond are back in it. 12 points the difference, Pete. 14 minutes to go.
Wayne Herneman has kicked 3, and the Tigers are lifting. And centre of the ground, Grenvold, a quick kick. Tony Free and Michael Long. Free used his body, goes to ground, kicks it quickly. They're desperate. Look at the tackling of Richmond. Barry Young on the left foot to the half-forward line. Let's see what can happen. Hogg and Knights at the back. Here's Buick, a quick kick. Yeah, look at the pressure on, now. The pressure's on. You've hit the nail on the head there. On the pressure right on the hurry kick has gone straight to Nathan Bauer. Bauer to the half-forward line. Jeff Hogg at the back. Matthew Knights also.
Should have gone for the ball, Hogg.
Players go to ground, and look at that smother by Menegola. I don't care what or who you are, Peter, when the pressure's on, Darren Buick's got a lot of composure and all that, but we saw him, that quick kick. I don't care who it is. If you can maintain pressure, anybody can maintain pressure. You really do bring good players down a level.
13 and a half minutes left in the match now. O'Donnell used to the pressure of grand finals, and you can see by that educated kick straight back over the boundary line from Gary O'Donnell.
Pete, there's still just over 13 minutes to play left, so plenty of time.
But a great finish, as it was when the Tigers tackled for Troy. It went down to the last kick of the night before Menegola finally put one through. We were looking at extra time then. Didn't eventuate, nor won't be extra time tonight perhaps, but O'Donnell, gee, that wasn't a
free kick. He dropped the mark. Could have been a bit high by Naish.
All he had to do was drag his jumper. If it wasn't a mark, could have been holding the ball.
Well, I think he was appealing for holding the ball, actually, the Richmond player.
So a bounce inside 50, right half forward. Manton jostles. Wins the tap down. Campbell, high kick. Barely travels the required distance. Player dragged down there at Wanganeen. No free kick for it. Knights and Buick, the two stars. Buick looking for a free kick.
The interesting thing, it was Mark Thompson that cleared from the goal square. He put his body between Herneman and the ball and got it away. That's experience and that's strength.
Boundary throw in, close to centre wing, just on Richmond's attacking side of centre. Jackson does battle with Manton. Jackson wins it with the hand pass, not a good one. Might be a turnover here. Northey wouldn't be happy with that. Lambert racing for it. The boundary line will suit Richmond, I think, before Young can get there. and Essendon, though, making about 30 metres this time to throw in right in the middle of the interchange area on centre wing.
Well, full marks to Richmond, because really for 3 quarters they have not played well. They've lifted a cog here. Socket off the ground by Campbell. Grenville caught with it. Loses the ball in the tackle. Strong tackling by Lambert. In goes Chris Danaher. A quick hand pass in close. Here's Mercury. He goes to ground. Gets in a hand pass. Masidi in towards half forward. A one-on-one contest. The ball hits the deck. Ventura backing himself, and he's got to soccer it off the ground. Here's Tony Free. He tries to boot it. Free kick. Holding the man. Will go to Tony Free at half back. Free, a tough, hard, rugged player. Bremen is a long kick. He's got to kick it. Oh! Free gets in a hand pass. Bremen is a long kick. He must use that kicking skill. Here's Mercury. Mercury looking for a hand pass inside. The run races on for the ball. Masidi again. Masidi caught with the ball. A great tackle. Umpire called play on. And what will happen here? Another free kick to Richmond. And they're being rewarded for persistence. Wanganeen's gone on to Herneman too. They've taken Thompson off, who's a little bit slow on Herneman.
Chura's kicked it, but it's going to come back. Clock stands still, 11.5 minutes to go in the match.
And Thompson's moved on to Waitman.
Telling Howard where to kick at Bremen. And he does, out to Barry Young, who's certainly lifted in this last quarter. He's got to get around Mercury. Does that, ultimately, kicks to half forward. The target was Naish, but the ball taken over the boundary line for Essendon by David Grenville, and it'll be thrown in 80 metres from goal.
Derek Kickett warming up for Essendon. He's about to come on.
12 points the difference. Harvey and Jackson. One by Harvey. Menegola. Campbell. Right on the boundary line. He was out. The ball was in. O'Donnell in front. Can't mark. Now a chance for Richmond. The Flea. One-on-one contest. Knights are just too far underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. Buick, great pressuring. And finally wins out. That was excellently done as he got it away from Wayne Herneman. Bauer. And the Bomber defence tries to tie it up and does it successfully. 65 metres from goal.
Well, that's twice. There's Derek Kickett coming onto the... Well, he's about to come on. But twice Dale Waitman at the end of the 3rd term and in this term has broken away, and no forward has run at him for the easy chip pass. That could be very costly in the context of this game. Here's Campbell. Good play. Bauer sprints clear. 40 metres from goal, and Nathan Bauer has kicked it across his body and through for a behind. Talandia coming off and kick it on.
Now his first score.
Good handball by Campbell to get it across to Bauer.
O'Donnell. Goes in short. Moves over Long. Played a great game again, Michael Long. Left half back. Thought he was trying to find Kickett. Might have been better leaving it for Kickett, Sean Denham.
We had 3 players there. Essendon. Gee, if Richmond get the next goal, it'll be on, won't it?
They're the biggest Tiger roar in 10 years. Jackson with Harvey. Lambert. Harvey a second chance and a third. Finally shuffled out of the pack. Waitman, will he gather it just inside the boundary line? He does. Beautifully done by the Tiger veteran. Oh, superb. The skills are still there. Campbell, can he kick a goal? 65 metres out, goes goal! And has kicked only a behind. Gee, there's some long kicks at goal tonight.
Wasn't that well done by Dale Waitman? That was just fantastic stuff. Also good play by that man, number 9 on screen, Campbell, because there was nobody up at the goal square. He had to go long. Yeah, but no, but where is the forward? That's because they're running down the ground to get involved in the play. The forward ought to be back in the square. When a player's coming forward, he should be able to lead and chip it into him. It's an easy goal. The poor forward work by Richmond. It's happened 3 times.
Gary O'Donnell to kick in. 9.5 minutes left in the match. Alessio and Schaefer. And O'Donnell goes short. He finds Denham. Speaking of short, Denham marking just up from the back pocket.
Sean Denham. Pressure on the Bombers. Jackson. Mark to Jackson. He's got some ability. And give Jackson his due. He's had his poor night, but in this term, he has really lifted. He brings it in towards centre half. What is an easy mark coming up, I think. No, the mark has dropped. The dangerous player is Waitman. Now he chips it across. Will this be a mark? Again, that poor forward work. Should have been a gimme. As Wanganeen takes it on the boundary line. Chips it around
on, and he has found Ridley, but that was too easy for the Bombers when Richmond were in control of the ball.
Might be a crucial turnover too. Young underneath it. Bullis tries to fist it towards the boundary line. In the meantime, has given away a free kick.
We didn't give credit to O'Donnell. O'Donnell chipped in there. Herniman was going to take an easy chest mark from that kick from Waitman, but it was good play by O'Donnell to get his fist across.
Yeah, but the kick was a poor one by Waitman.
Well, what else? Well, Herniman was going to mark the thing. Had he have not got O'Donnell got his fist to it.
Somerville gets his boot to it. Just over 8 minutes left in this match. Kickett tries to fist it clear. Knights is there. Over to Bremen. Menegola in front. Knocked away by David Grenvold. Grenvold back to Campbell. And now the Tigers are going to get clear. Bremen, who's been solid all night, the former West Coast Eagle, kicks down towards half forward. Marking contest down there. The ball spilt. Out in the front is O'Donnell. And that's a fine mark. Sean Denham, the former Geelong Rover. Denham at midfield to put Essendon into attack. Looking for Kickett. He's recovered from injury. Kickett spears the pass into Cransberg at left half forward.
Too easy, not tight enough, Richmond.
Oh,
look at
this. Bad manning up. Markle free kick.
That should be right on the goal square.
But that's what I'm trying to say. At the other end of the ground, it did not happen when Richmond had a
because the Essendon defenders know what it's about and they will man up.
Ridley.
Everybody was behind on the Richmond side as that ball came down.
Todd Ridley kicked 2 goals, both in the first quarter. I think he might have hooked that one. We'll wait on the goal umpire. And he has done, so one behind. His tally for the night is 2 goals, 2. That's his first score of the second half. 79 plays 90. 11 points the difference. Plenty of time for Richmond if it's good enough. Just over 7 minutes left in the match. Patura to bring the ball back. Schaefer makes a lead. Alessio goes with him. Towards him. Here, Bullis.
Good mark.
Great grab. Was it ever?
He's a goer, this fellow. Not much polish about him.
Paul Bullis. Oh, running back with the flight of the ball. Is that Barry Young? Yeah, he should try and punch it on. That's all. Straight to Buick. Bad luck. His idea was right. A wobbly kick to centre wing, and a tired-looking Todd Menegola goes after it. 6 3/4 minutes of play left in this match.
You've got to get Menegola quickly, Pete.
Well, they had their chances, didn't they, at the other end? 11-13 to 12-18. They get the next one, will be on for Young and Old. Somerville takes front position. Barry Young, cleverly done. Todd Menegola showing a lot of skill on the left foot. He brings it to centre wing. At the back, Waitman, 2 bites of the cherry. Well done as it comes to Knights. That's from Jackson. Matthew Knights around the corner to the half-forward line. The one-on-one contest. Good play, Gavin Wanganeen. Still going after it, Wanganeen.
Desperate
Players
stuff,
charging after it. Free kick. Holding the ball against Jeff.
No, that's fair enough, too.
Oh, turn it up.
That is fair enough.
Absolute rubbish.
He trapped the ball. Watch this on replay.
Right, he goes to ground. Now have a look.
Yeah, okay. Now watch
dives on the ball, dives on top of him, and that's a free kick against Hogg.
Well, he made no attempt to get rid of the ball.
What could he do?
Try.
Yours between you two. Alessio palms it to the back. They went to the opposition though. Clock ticking down under 6 minutes now. Collision at half forward. Oh, this is a chance. They want Naish. Gets run down, gets buried. He's got a second chance. Runs straight at the ball. Kicked away from him.
He's injured, isn't he, Waitman?
Now Waitman, Lambert gives the hand pass away. Hogg's there, gets tackled
free
too
kick,
high.
Hogg.
Not this time.
He doesn't look injured. He looked a little bit proper than Dale Waitman as he got the ball.
He's had a few injury problems in the last few seasons from Jeff Hogg, the Tiger captain. Well, gee, he's holding the ball here again, holding it to him, isn't he? Interesting one. Might have got a nudge in the back, but play continues. Richmond's forward line has been on the forward line for the Tigers most of the match. And kick out of bounds on the full. From Jackson. 3 to Essendon. Last night of defence. 5 minutes left in the game. Wanganeen or Harvey. Debating whether who's going to take it. Now it's going to be Wanganeen. 2 goals quickly.
Those are the little areas where Richmond have got to tighten up.
Experienced Tellingdon perhaps in the final term. Danaher kicks long. Mercury underneath it. Bullis punches down to him.
Now, what is that holding the ball?
No, he was trapped. He was trapped there.
Oh, that's unlike the Hogg one before, was it?
The Bombers warming up.
Hills warming the challenge pretty well. Time might beat the Tigers.
Half forward flank. They need to get it out of the scrimmage. There's Jackson almost through it. There's Waitman. He goes to ground. Played for the free kick. Around the corner goes Knights. He has been magnificent. Harvey back with the flight. So's Wanganeen. Hogg playing for the free kick. Threw it out. Oh, yes, he did. He scooped it up. That's a throw. Good umpiring. No doubt about that one. Harvey to the half-back line. Alessio. And it rolls over the line. Now, Richmond have 4 minutes in which to win this game, but they have to kick 2 goals.
That'd be pretty hard. Mercury off the ground. 79 to 90. Ball on Richmond's attacking side of centre, but only just. Jackson taps it down. Lambert. Hills. Young. Menagola just about threw it over the top. It went to the opposition, so it's turned over. Hills, a real grubber, not really to the advantage of his side. Bullis goes down. Essendon have the numbers. That could have been a free kick for around the neck. And in fact, it doesn't go to Masiti. It goes to Hurd. He's been brilliant tonight. He's kicked 4 goals, 5. Marking contest. Oh, Derek Kickett at the back. This could be the sealer. Kicks a goal. Essendon will win.
Great beers don't just come out of the blue. It takes time. So what's so special about Foster's Special?
This weekend, only at Bristol, we're going to give you the brush off, or at least 20% of the brush off. And we'll also give you the paint off, wallpaper off, and fillers off. In fact, every item in every Bristol store is an incredible 20% off. But it's this weekend only, so hurry.
Well, a very relaxed-looking Kevin Sheedy. They were under enormous pressure there for a few minutes, but the Bombers have hit back after that goal by Kickett. Well, 17 points the margin now. Very, very difficult for Richmond. They've been valiant in this last term. There's Hurd. Oh, clever little kick by Hurd. Grenville goes, no, it's Hills going to ground, and he's got a free kick. Paul Hill. But, oh, he's kicked into the man. Now Buick. Buick backed up beautifully, Darren Buick. A bounce. He races. Oh, he breaks the tackle. He bounces again. Terrific play by Buick. On the Hurd, can he kick his 5th goal? He steadies. And James Hurd has slammed it through for goal number 5. The Bombers are home.
2 in the last half. He's got 5 goals, 5. James Hurd.
He certainly knows where a player is. He picks them out. He was responsible for getting that ball down before when Kickett goal. And he knows where the big sticks are here, Hurd. Just the one step straight through the centre. A youngster
with a great future.
My word, he has.
Kicked 6 goals, I think it was against Hawthorn in a practice match. He's kicked 5 goals, 5 here tonight. Essendon lead 14-18 to 11-13, so it's going to be Kevin Sheedy's 4th night premiership with the Bombers. And that's a pretty good effort. Hill is getting ridden into the ground, that applies a tackle. And it's going to be a bounce. No, it's not. It's going to be a Richmond free kick on right centre wing for the Tigers. Bremen. Good shepherd by Lambert to keep Grenville at bay. Up to half forward. Harvey underneath it. Hogg at the back. Herneman couldn't take it. Hogg, the captain, tries to lead by example. But Essendon again having the numbers in defence. That's been the story in this last quarter because Richmond's attacked repeatedly. Long to O'Donnell. And the second time in the quarter, Gary O'Donnell goes educatedly for the boundary line. This time on the outer side. Previously it was to the members' stand flank. Todd Menagola sitting the bench with 2 minutes 11 left in this match. The Tigers winning 3 in the Frosters Cup but losing the grand final. A splendid effort, a great start for the season nonetheless for them. 75,500 fans have seen what has been a pretty good match.
Well, they really dominated the game for 3 quarters, the Bombers, didn't they? And it's only been this term that Richmond have got on top, and Essendon have been good enough to come back again. Half forward, Howard is there. Now I thought that came off Howard's hands, but Mark the Hurd, he's been a fine young player. He's kicked 5, but he's just so promising. There's Knights, very cleverly done. On to Francis. Matthew Francis has not kicked well tonight, and that's another absolute shocker.
And Essendon have looked far more dangerous when they go into attack right throughout the night than what Richmond have. Jeff Hogg's been well held. Jackson was well held. Was taken off the ground.
Jackson played well in the last quarter.
But for 3 quarters, he was right out of it. So they've had trouble kicking goals up there, Richmond.
Minute and a half to go. This is Bullis. In number that Neil Balme carried with distinction for many years. Got the bulk of Barmy. Campbell comes away with the ball, but he better give it back, otherwise he'll concede 50 to Bomber Thompson. It's a possession game now.
This is just playing possession game. They want to see the clock tick down.
Buick to Chris Danaher. With Neil sitting on the sidelines. The Bomber coaching panel, Gary O'Donnell. You'll see him play a poor game. O'Donnell to Buick. Oh, gee, he's been absolutely tremendous and very dangerous close to goal. And he'll score. Can he make it 6? Gets the chance, but it went begging. Couldn't gather the clean possession that he wanted, and so we will see a ball up some 25 metres out from goal. So a good start by the Bombers to the year. Likewise for the Tigers. It's going to be a Bomber premiership, though. And the siren rings shortly. Ridley can get a kick at it, a fresh air shot. Denham and Lambert.
Denham's done an excellent job on Lambert.
Pretty hard to keep him contained for 100 minutes of football, isn't it?
Well, Richmond relies so much on Craig Lambert. He gets the hard ball and gets it out to running players.
He had so many opportunities. Siren just about imminent. Schaefer, there it is, touchdown. And Essendon has won the Foster's Cup for 1993, defeating Richmond 14-18, 102. The Tigers 11-13, 79. Maybe mixed feelings for Kevin Sheedy against his old team. He played 251 games for the Tigers, but of course with Essendon, he's now won his 4th night premiership and a thoroughly deserved one tonight against a team I'm sure, Pete, is going to be one of the real improvers for 93.
Full marks to Richmond there. They are the happy Bombers. They were the form side of the night competition, or the Foster's Cup competition, I should say. Full marks to Richmond for coming back so hard, making a contest in the last term. There's a disappointed Dale Waitman. He actually lifted them when he came on the ground. Good effort by the captain, but at the end, Essendon far too good. The Bombers, at the end of the match, have won 14 goals, 18, 102 to the Tigers, 11-13, 79.
Next week on Real Life.
Extra special note of thanks to the women of Australia.
Women in politics.
First of all, I am a woman. I don't want to be anything else.
Why is half the voting public...
It's about time us women had a go.
...represented by so few? The battle continues. The savage destruction of Australia's most treasured asset. The Daintree in crisis. And just who looks like who? Master versus
Now,
pet.
I'll swap them around. And then, see? It's very hard to pick, isn't it, after all?
Real Life, 6:30 weeknights.
This broken aerial. I gotta make a call.
We better have a yarn to Buster.
Buster?
He's the telecom mobile net dealer at Karratha. He'll fit us with a new one.
A telecom mobile net dealer. Out here?
He's one of 700 all over Australia. G'day, mate. How you going, Buster?
Oh, what have you done to your aerial? Who would bother to have a dealer out here?
We would, Chucky. We would.
Telecom Mobile Net. We're talking Australia's own.
Fresh for you. Every time. Fresh for you. Every single time.
At Hungry Jack's, we make our burgers fresh, so you can have them any way you want. Add bacon? Fine. No pickles? No problem. You can build your own burger.
Fresh for you.
Try us.
At Hungry Jack's.
Before you decide on a home loan...
Hey,
Hey, you up there.
There are some questions worth asking.
Can your bank give you one upfront establishment fee of $500 with no hidden bank charges?
No. Our bank charges much more.
Yeah, mine too. And then they get you with their legal fees.
Can your bank give you one upfront establishment fee of $500 with no hidden bank charges? Westpac can. Call now to find out more.
All stock must go at Dimmies and Forge's March sale. Men's athletics and wife fronts $2.99. Quilt covers from a crazy $29.99. Kaiser tights and leggings $1.99. Ladies briefs $1.99. French terry fabrics also $1.99. Flat sheets, single, double and queen all $8.99. Girls tracksuits only $19.99. Men's business shirts and casual shirts $6.99. Men's fleecy track pieces and long sleeve hypercolour t-shirts also $6.99. Boys Batman sweat tops $4.99. Ladies tracksuits only $9.99. At Forge's, Footscray and Dimmies, Richmond, Dandenong, Ringwood and Geelong.
Essendon are the Foster's Cup champions for 1993 as we go down now for the presentations with Mike Williamson.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, well, what a Foster's Cup Grand Final. In front of a record crowd, I think first of all we should thank the Tigers, Richmond, for such a spirited performance. Well done, Tigers. We're about to make the presentation of the Michael Tuck Medal for the best player in the Foster's Cup Grand Final. To make that presentation, would you welcome a legend of the game, former Hawthorn champion, Michael Tuck. Give him a big welcome. And the winner of the Michael Tuck Medal, Gavin Wanganeen of Essendon. Stay there, Gavin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the Foster's Cup for 1993. Would you please welcome to the microphone the Managing Director of Carlton and United Breweries, Mr. Pat Stone, to make the presentation. And now would you please welcome the captain of Essendon and the coach of Essendon. I refer to Mark Bomber Thompson and Kevin Sheedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic game, what a fantastic crowd. Well done to Neville Crowe, John Northey, Jeff Hogg and everybody at Richmond for getting this far and having a fantastic game. They can go one further next year. Well done, and CUB's congratulations to David Shaw, Kevin Sheedy, Mark Thompson and everybody at Essendon for winning the Foster's Cup 1993.
I'd like to thank the players. They did a terrific job tonight. I'd like to also thank Richmond. There has to be a winner and there has to be a loser, and that was Richmond tonight. I'd like to say thank you to the club. We've really developed a lot of young players and they're going to be great for our future. And last of all, I'd like to thank all you Essendon supporters. We've got one more to add to the collection.
Good on you, Bomber. And I guess you Essendon fans would like, and Richmond fans, would like to hear from the coach, Kevin Sheedy. Would you? Come on, Sheeds. Well done, the Baby Bombers came through for you.
I'm very pleased with the way the club have really worked hard and developed a group of people off the ground to give these young players the opportunity to advance as quick as we can help them. And it's been a great decision over the last 12 months regarding our coaching structure. We realise that we're in for a hard game tonight. The mighty Tigers out there, congratulations on their great effort too. And probably, well, I was pleased to play Richmond because I know the two great clubs represented the Foster's Cup in this match tonight. Thank you very much.
Kevin, before you go, give us a smile. All right, we're going to ask the mighty Bombers now to do a lap of honour, and I'm sure you'll give them a big roar when they come around. You're going to do the lap of honour with them, Sheeds? Too old? I agree with you. Righto, boys.
So the Bombers will commence their lap of honour in just a moment. They led at every change, 8 points at quarter time, 18 at the long break. They stretched that to 22 at three-quarter time and finished up winning by 23. And I know the season has started because I was listening to the commentary and it was great to hear Pete and Don getting upset and getting stuck into it. Pete, looking back at it, the Tigers had their chances, didn't they, in that last quarter?
Well, yes, Don and I had a little disagreement about the forward setup. I just felt that 3 or 4 times at a vital situation in the last term when Richmond were going forward and players broke clear on their own, there was just no forward who made a legitimate attempt to make a lead to a space. And I reckon that was costly in the long run where they had to blaze away a goal. And but as Don said, Essendon are a very experienced defensive side. They had some great players there. Bomber Thompson, Wanganeen was down there, and they've been through it all before, haven't they?
Yeah, the Richmond side made some real elementary mistakes. I go back to the first quarter on centre wing here. Matthew Knights, we sung his problems all night, but when he went for a mark, he just happened to duck the head at the critical moment, knowing players were coming from behind, and that swept the ball away again. And Nathan Bow got the ball, and centre wing, third quarter, spotted 5 Essendon players to 1 Richmond. Elementary mistakes, then their backmen were behind at critical times. They could have won it, but those mistakes they'll learn from, I hope.
Right, gentlemen, take a breath and we'll be back after this break.
Tuesday, the chief faces his past.
Did you love her, Mother?
The child he never wanted to know.
And I can't imagine that she wants any advice from me.
Can a father and daughter reunite after 20 years? The Heat, 9:30 Tuesday, after Australia's Most Wanted.
A detective story that turns into the craziest mixed-up love story you'll ever see.
If you were born stupid, you're now having a relapse.
Tom Berenger, Anne Archer, Kate Capshaw and Elizabeth Perkins. Love at Large, Wednesday on 7.
First time we've touched.
Welcome back. The Bombers are champions for 1993 in the Foster's Cup. They've completed their lap of honour. Gavin Wanganeen has won the Michael Tuck medal. He's an extraordinarily brilliant player, and we look forward to seeing him in the weeks ahead as the AFL season commences next week. With me, Don Scott and Peter McKenna. Don, a question to you, a serious question. Would you like a bit of a laugh?
Well, yes, and it's been a very dull night sitting next to my friend on the left.
Well, your friend on the left may just be able to give you one, and because, Pete, it's time to have a look at what we normally call plays of the month, but this time he's concerned the plays of summer.
I'm very concerned.
Here we go. Just when you thought it was safe to turn the telly back on, they're back. plays of the month. And how pre-season footy has changed. The Dogs were coming out of the sky. The Hawks went bush to Whakapunyal, and we saw Jason Dunstall as never before.
In! Out! Smash! Hit! In!
While the Crows are taking a more mechanical view of the 93 season. To the Foster's Cup action, and unfortunately, some just couldn't get going. The Lions and Tigers have provided some early season headaches, particularly Lambert and Armstrong. And on the subject of headaches, Michael Murphy could thank umpire Chris Mitchell for one. Tim McGrath had his own liberal view of the GST, a good strong tackle, while Marcus Seekamp laboured hard to upset the Bulldogs. As always, the Foster's Cup provided some great aerial work, and Mark Richardson's grab was a ripper, and Darren Jarman's gutsy mark a screamer. Not that Brother Andrew would have noticed it, if you don't mind umpiring. Tim Watson has decided against a career directly in front of camera. He's returning to Windy Hill. One man who is not returning is former crooner and part-time bathtubber Peter McKenna. Unceremoniously dumped, his spot was snapped up. Who by? Well, his name was Bernie, and he drove the fastest bathtub in the West. Well, not quite.
All right. Oh, he's doing very well. Well, he's still there. Let's put it that way. Well, no, Bernie's gone in. This is turning into well, McKenna wasn't that bad after all. 17.
Peter McKenna, where are you? We need you back. I think I was worse than Peter McKenna. I'm sorry for everything I said.
I wonder if Peter McKenna would be interested in a comeback. That's for bathtubbing, by the way, not singing.
You know I like to smile all the while. Smile!
What do you think,
Thanks
Pete?
very much. You can't help yourself, can you? Fair dinkum.
No. Get me in there.
I wasn't so bad after watching Bernie, was I? Why weren't you in it this year?
It's too good.
Any chance of more signal?
No, John Deeks takes it very seriously. He sacked me forever. He won't have me again, Sandy.
Well, I did hear a whisper that you went into a studio with Bob Davis this last week, and there was a song concerned. Am I not correct?
You are quite right, and Teddy Whitten and Greg Champion.
So
is it going to be on?
Oh, I think that's something to look forward to in the weeks ahead, particularly a lot of the outtakes. But thank you very much. Let's have a look. I mentioned that Gavin Wanganeen won the Michael Tuck medal. Fantastic performance by Gavin. Let's have a look at his stats for the night. 20 kicks. Look at that first quarter. 20 kicks overall, couple of hand passes, 9 marks, and he reminds me a little bit like sort of a cross between a Ken Hunter and a Robbie Flower with his aerial work. But Don, let's have a look at his first quarter stat track, and you can give us an idea of his performance.
Well, we see there, Sandy, I was going to mention a couple of things that didn't show on those stats, and that's his ability to run. You can see there how he's ventured down into the forward line on the left-hand side of the square there, but he also goes deep on a lot of other occasions, and that's terrific running from a backline player, especially a full backline player. Really does put the pressure on, and his immediate opponent was Chris Nash, who didn't pick him up on a number of occasions.
And during the commentary, Robbo mentioned about the Brownlow medal chance. Well, I know Kevin Shetty wouldn't like us talking like that, but he is a genuine superstar of the game and will be for many years, Don.
Right, gentlemen, let's have a look at our program ahead, because there's a lot of sport coming your way on 7. The Sports World, of course, tomorrow morning. The footy panel returns. Well, of what we've seen tonight is any indication, it's going to be a fun year with lots of singing too from Pete. And, of course, the Davis Cup. Next week gets underway against the USA. This is going to be top tennis, and it's coming away on 7 from Kooyong. We'll take a break. He's going to have a gargle. Don't go away. We've got lots more coming your way.
Tuesday is the night of arresting television.
John Northey down, but certainly not out. Here he is in the rooms with Bernie Quinlan.
Well, John, bad luck. A disappointing result, but you must be enormously proud of what the Tigers have achieved over the Foster Cup competition.
Well, from that point of view, Bernie's been very, very good. However, you know, I'm sure everybody's disappointed like I am. The players particularly disappointed. And I just felt through the game we could have won the thing in the last few minutes, let's say. But, you know, I suppose the one thing we have got out of tonight is a great learning experience with the crowd and the boys playing under extreme pressure and in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, great experience. 75,000 people here to see the game tonight, John. You had your chances even in that last term. You got to 12 points and Chris Nash running into an open goal.
Yes, it was just disappointing. Somebody ran across in front of him, and you know, we had opportunities to kick one or two there, and perhaps the boys' vision, they just didn't see the player that was on his own. But you know, that's football. I mean, kick out of the pack last week that we got, the same sort of thing happened. So it's just in reverse. But I mean, to come as far as they have, I must say I'm tremendously proud of them.
Yeah, well, tremendous effort, John, to get this far in the competition. It's good to see the Tigers are back and roaring in 1993.
Well, you know, the thing is, Bernie, we can't get carried away with what we've done. We've only had we've had 3 wins and 1 loss now. We've got to regroup and get ready for the start of the season now that this is over. And I suppose the boys are certainly disappointed about it, but we've got to push that behind us very, very quickly and look towards our first game next week.
All right, thanks for that, John, and good luck for the 1993 competition.
Thanks, Bernie.
Yes, their program begins on Sunday, but of course the AFL season for home and away begins on Friday night. Footscray and Collingwood. It's a big day on Saturday and then 2 games on Sunday. But tonight, the night belongs to Essendon as we say farewell.